Okay, test.
I can't hear anything. There's no audio yet from my side.
Okay, testing. Okay,
I can only hear Lisa.
are we ready to go?
He can only, it's only when they speak in the mic that he will hear.
Okay,
Anyone on Zoom.
okay,
Otherwise, no one else is going to be heard unless you speak in the mic.
okay, all right. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the Board of Regents special meeting. It is Tuesday, June 6th, 5 p.m. Meeting is held at the Office of Information Technology, Student Computer Lab, Group 108. First item on the agenda, 2.0, reports from standing committees. Agenda item 2.1 will start off with the Academic, Personal, and Tenure Committee. For that committee, we have our acting chair, Regent Malilai, to report out.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The special meeting of the Academic Personnel and Tenure Committee met on June 1st via Zoom and in person at the President Conference Room, University of Guam. A quorum was present. Regent Malilai was acting chair for this meeting. Regent Leong Rare was not able to attend the meeting. 3 resolutions were presented. The first resolution is Resolution 23-18. And as you can see in the agenda, it is listed under the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee. So I will leave it at that committee and move on to the second resolution that was presented, which is resolution number 23-16. Resolution 23-16 relative to, I'm so sorry. 23-15 relative to adopting the updated nurses pay plan for staff, non-faculty nurses. As you can see, it has undergone the review process submitted by the Chief of Human Resources Officer, was reviewed and endorsed by the President and the and Dr. Kreis and also Dr. Enriquez. I move to approve Resolution 23-15.
Thank you, Regent Malilai. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. We can proceed with discussion.
Okay. According to Joe Gumatauta, who is the Chief Human Resources Officer, the nurse professional pay structure and differential pay was approved by the governor in 2021 and did not include the UOG or the GCC nurses. So in order to create some parity with the government of Guam pay structure, his department is requesting an update of the nurses pay plan, which is this resolution. So basically, according to Mr. Gumatata, it is for one nurse It's not retroactive pay, and it's a pay from about $57,000 to almost 66,000. And that's the end of my discussion.
Thank you. Thank you, Regent Malilai. Okay, there being no further discussion, then I would like to call for a vote. All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Resolution passes unanimously. Thank you.
The third resolution presented to the committee is Resolution 23-16 relative to approving the Doctor of Education in Instructional and Academic Leadership. I move to approve Resolution number 23-16.
Can we have a second? Okay.
Regent Holowa seconds the motion.
Okay, discussion.
As you can see, this resolution has also undergone the review process, which was submitted by the Dean of the School of Education and reviewed, endorsed by the Faculty Senate, Dr. Enriquez and Dr. Kreis. I'd like to have Dr. Enriquez summarize this resolution.
Okay, Dr. Enriquez is here. You can elaborate on that resolution.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a creature of the Parahulut Strategic Plan, Strategic Initiative number 1, being recognized as a research university. And it is something that was designed by the architects within the School of Education who happen to be here, led by Dr. Alicia Uggan, their dean. We have Dr. Catherine Leon Guerrero, Dr. Genevieve Leon Guerrero. I'm sorry, Dr. Catherine Gutierrez, Dr. Genevieve Leon Guerrero, Dr. Catherine Cardenas, and retired Dr. Kat Stakovi. And so just very pleased that we have to offer University of Guam's first doctoral degree to coincide with the university's quest for its Carnegie classification as a doctoral professional university. A survey was administered in 2020, approximately 965 respondents, of which that was a 76% response rate, of which approximately 516 of those respondents expressed interest in this particular type of doctoral degree. We are looking at a fully online program that will run 4 years and of a cohort of 25 individuals. Our targeted inaugural cohort of educational leaders across Micronesia and on Guam. The approximate cost per year is about $11,000 for a little over $40,000 for the cost. We've done the feasibility analysis with regard to the actual sustainability, the cost versus the overall tuition and fees revenue is very lucrative. So we are very excited about this and very grateful that we do have our architects here who have presented this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with no further discussion, then I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstention? Okay, motion carries unanimously. The resolution passes.
Congratulations. It's awesome.
Okay, moving on now to agenda item 2.2. Physical Facilities Committee. I'd like to call on the Chair, Regent Diaz, to report out.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In a special meeting, the Physical Facilities Committee met on June 2nd, 2023 via Zoom with a quorum present. Physical Facilities Committee just has one action item on the agenda, which is resolution number 23-17. I move to approve this resolution relative to updating the University of Guam Board of Regents facility and program naming policy.
Regent McKeever, second.
Thank you. Discussion?
So for background, the policy includes the naming or renaming of activities, programs, awards, spaces, virtual spaces, and other assets and items, as well as guidance on donations, gifts, bequests, and protocols for recognition. The updates consist of additional guidance on what constitutes a program, how to acknowledge the name of physical assets and updating donation naming pricing guide. Yogi and the Yogi Endowment Foundation worked cooperatively in updating the naming policy and recommend for approval the enclosed updated policy. The policy was reviewed by the Physical Facilities Committee and the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee and recommend approval by the board. The resolution would supersede Board of Regents Resolution 22-08 and all other policies related to the facility and program naming for Yogi. That concludes my.
Thank you, Regent Diaz. Okay, do we have any other questions, discussion?
Oh,
Okay.
Madam Chair, I do have one more thing I forgot to mention. I would like to amend the resolution to also include that the policy was also reviewed by the president and approved as well. So I'd like to amend my motion to add that amendment to the resolution.
Okay, so you're amending the resolution, is that correct?
Yes,
To include the review by Dr. Price.
correct.
Okay, so we would probably procedurally have to vote first on the amendment to
Okay.
that resolution.
McKeever, Regent McKeever will second that amendment.
Okay, all
The
right.
resolution.
We have a second, so I'd call for a vote on the amendment. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. So the resolution is amended. And so now I would like to call for a vote for the resolution. So all those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Regent Diaz. Do you have any other items to report? No.
Nope,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, moving on now to item 2.3, Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee. We will have our Treasurer Nahalawa to report out.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Provito. On the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee, we met on June 2nd. And the purpose was to resolution number 23-18 relative to adopting the adjusted general pay plan for the UOG classified employees and qualifying staff employees as authorized by Public Law 37-3. Hereby, I'd like to adopt the adjusted general pay plan for UOG, my motion, classified employees and qualifying staff employees as authorized by Public Law 37-3. That's my motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second. Regent Malilai seconds.
Okay, discussion?
Thank you. We went over this particular resolution because this is something that should have been done a while ago. However, there was some issues involving matters that was discussed before, but we went ahead and said, let's just do this. Staff deserves it. And as far as the other staff, it's something that we actually discussed with the legislature. Now, are they actually going to help us out with the other employees? I will personally hold their feet to the fire. But besides that, I also want to, I think it's due.
Yeah.
It's due. I'm sorry. And being that the committee as a whole recommended and acclamation, you can disapprove. And that's my presentation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Treasurer Nahalawa. And I think there's no doubt that all of the regions here do strongly support the resolution. So with that, I'd like to call for a vote.
Excuse me. I
Yeah.
just wanted to add, when this resolution was presented to our committee, we had also recognized that we have not forgotten the faculty and that we are still working on that. And we just wanted to make it very clear that they are in our thoughts when we pass this resolution to present to the board.
Right.
I
right,
call that
thank
further battles down the line, but I'm in for a fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Okay, so do we have any other questions or and discussion items? Okay, if not, I'd like to call for a vote for the resolution. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries unanimously and resolution passes. Thank you. Okay, moving on to agenda item 2.4. The executive committee has a couple of resolutions to propose as well. And so with that, I would like to call on again Treasurer Mike Nahalawa to report out on those two resolutions.
Okay, thank you. Executive committee met and we discussed resolution number 23-19 relative to amending the employment agreement for the president of the University of Guam. I like the motion to approve the amendment to the employment agreement for the president of the University of Guam. That's my motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Regent McKeever, second.
Okay, thank you. Discussion?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairwoman. Okay, basically, the resolution provides to assist the completion of the employment agreement with the president. At the time that this agreement was agreed and signed, one of the provision was to make sure that that the University of Guam pays for all his movements of his household goods and stuff from his last place of employment to Guam. Now that the president, has resigned and he's on his way out, one of the issues we found out was that there was no corresponding agreement to take his products and his personal items back to the States. And what this resolution would do would correct that wrong. Again, with that, I'd like to, that's amendment for the employment agreement for the president of the University of Guam. That's my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Treasurer Nahalawa. Any other questions? Okay, if not, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
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 All those opposed, abstentions? Okay, motion carries unanimously. The ayes have it and the resolution passes. Thank you. Next resolution, Treasurer Nahalawa.
Okay, the next item, the motion to approve the University of Guam Board of Regents second amended bylaws. If I may, can I ask our general counsel to describe this fully?
Thank you. Well, actually, before that, let's treat that as a motion.
Okay, yeah.
We got
that's
that
my
as a motion, and can we have a second, please?
Regent Diaz, I second the motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's continue discussion with our legal counsel.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So this particular amendment to the bylaws would simply expand the indemnification of the regents in the event that they're actually charged with a criminal act. The existing indemnification does apply to all claims and liabilities. However, there was a section there stating that there would be no indemnification in connection with any claim or liability arising out of willful misconduct or gross negligence, which might include or be interpreted by a court to include a criminal act. That said, we are also, the amendment would put restrictions on what types of crimes the regents would receive indemnification for. So basically, if a regent is charged with a crime, he or she may be indemnified if and only if he or she conducted himself or herself in good faith. Second, that he or she reasonably believed that in the case of conduct in his or her official capacity with EOG, that his or her conduct was in the best interest in all cases, or that his or her conduct at least not opposed to EOG's best interest. And three, that the regent would have no reasonable cause to believe that his or her conduct was unlawful. Further, there are, in terms of restrictions, we put in there in this amendment, so there would be no indemnification against a claim brought by EOG against the regent. Further, there would be no indemnification if the regent has been found to have improperly received the benefit in his or her official capacity. There's also no indemnification, or excuse me, I covered that. Further, We also clarified a few practices. And here, UOG would have the power essentially to indemnify a region in a proceeding in which the region is not a party, but they're called, and that would be, for example, as a witness or to take a deposition, so on and so forth. There'd be indemnification there. Further, UOG would be authorized to use the UOG's general counsel or its outside legal counsel to represent a region or an officer of the corporation in any civil, criminal, legislative, or administrative proceeding arising out of or in connection with the good faith performance of their official duties as a regent or an officer. So these are more clarifications, if you will, of the indemnification clause. And subject to your questions, that's what they are. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Attorney Camacho. Yeah. Certainly does strengthen the indemnification clause in our bylaws. So with that, do we have any other questions for legal counsel? Okay, if not, I'd like to go ahead and call a vote for the resolution. All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you. Motion carries unanimously. The ayes have it and resolution passes. Okay, I believe that takes care of all of the resolutions and our business for today. I'd really like to thank the regions that are here that are participating and have attending in person, given the special circumstances that we're all going through right now. So thank you very much. We certainly have more than the quorum of 5 regions. So I'm very happy and pleased that we are all here participating. So thank you very much. I'd like to call for adjournment.
I move
we
to
have-
adjourn. Regent Malio, I move to adjourn.
Name second.
We just, hello, seconds.
Okay, thank you. Discussion, no discussion. All right, let's all vote. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed, abstentions.